Morning, all, and we got 5 games tonight. Yeah, yeah, 5 big old games tonight. And one that I have that funny feeling about. See, let's just go ahead and jump into that one. Boston's in playing Montreal tonight, and they're coming off of a loss against Buffalo. And I know other Boston fans keep arguing that Boston's losing games they should have won. So I shouldn't be down on them despite their recent record. Because, well, they're losing games they should have won. So at least they should have won them. Moral victories don't give you points in the standings, though. And right now the Bruins are down to 17, 12, and 4. The Montreal Canadiens are 17, 11, and 5. They're about as close as you can get between the two of them right now. And they're trending in opposite directions as of the last couple of weeks. Pasternak has 21 goals, 18 assists to lead the Bruins in scoring. Marchand, 10 goals, 23 assists. Krejci, 5 goals, 23 assists. Bergeron, 9 goals, 17 assists. Krug, 3 goals, 15 assists. DeBrusk, 10 goals, 2 assists. Grzelcyk, 1 goal, 8 assists. Heinen, 4 goals, 4 assists. Backus, 3 goals, 4 assists. And Charlie McAvoy with a goal and 6 assists. So that's 4 players with less than 10 points in the top 10 scorers for the Boston Bruins. On the Montreal side of things, Domi leads the way with 14 goals, 19 assists. Drouin, 11 goals, 17 assists. Petrie, 7 goals, 18 assists. Tatar, 12 goals, 12 assists. Gallagher, 14 goals, 6 assists. Shaw, 9 goals, 11 assists. Lehkonen, 6 goals, 13 assists. Dano, 2 goals, 16 assists. Kotkaniemi, 4 goals, 13 assists. And Paul Byron rounds out the top 10 with 7 goals and 5 assists. Goaltenders, I expect Halak because Rask played yesterday. Halak's 9-5-2 with a 2.4 goals against, 926 save percentage. Rask is now 8-7-2 with a 2.57 goals against and a 915 save percentage. On the Montreal side, Price has been confirmed, which makes Niemi the backup. Niemi's 4-3-1 with a 4.14 goals against, 876 save percentage. Price is 13-8-4, 2.9 goals against, 902 save percentage. Over their last 10, Boston's 4-6. They lost 2 in a row. Montreal 6-4. They've won 2 in a row on the road. Boston's 6-8-4 at home. Montreal is 10-6-2 versus the East. Boston's 12-8-1 versus the East. Montreal's 11-6-5. The numbers favor Montreal, and I would say the goaltending matchup. Both guys healthy, both guys playing at their top game. That favors Montreal. I know Price's numbers have been meandering this year, but he seems to be in the midst of a bounce back season, and I expect that save percentage to get up to the 915 plus mark soon enough, and hopefully it's not against Boston tonight. Really hoping it's not one of those 3-1, 4-1 games in favor of Montreal, but that being said, I do think there's a slump going on with the Bruins, and I think it's going to take them some time to figure it out. I do think there was some overachieving that happened last year. I absolutely do. I think the team kind of overachieved, and I think it gave kind of a false confidence to what was on the roster, and I think that's part of the issue with Boston. Next up, Nashville. Okay, Ottawa. You played them in Nashville. You played them well. Now you got to play them at home. And this is a game that would favor Ottawa except for one number on the board. And I'll get to that. Your leading scorer for Nashville is Johansson with 5 goals, 21 assists. Yossi has 5 goals, 18 assists. Forsberg still leads the team in goals despite the injury, 14 goals and 8 assists. Ekholm, 3 goals, 18 assists. Turris, 5 goals, 12 assists for 17 points. Smith, 9 goals, 7 assists. Sissons, 7 goals, 9 assists. Fiala, 5 goals, 10 assists. Ellis, 3 goals, 11 assists. Hartman, 9 goals, 4 assists. On the Ottawa side of things, Stone leads the way with 16 goals, 21 assists. Chabot, 9 goals, 26 assists. Duchesne, 12 goals, 22 assists. Dzingel, 12 goals, 11 assists. He got hurt in practice. We'll talk about that today. Tierney, 4 goals, 18 assists. He's right behind White, who has 9 goals, 13 assists. Bodker, 5 goals, 15 assists. Ryan, 6 goals, 12 assists. Kachuk, 9 goals, 8 assists. And Zach Smith rounds up the top 10 with 5 goals and 8 assists. Goaltenders. I expect Rinne here. Rinne's 14-5-1. 1.96 goals against, 929 save percentage. Saros is 8-5 with a 3.14 goals against, 893 save percentage. On the Ottawa side of things, they have confirmed Craig Anderson. Rinne 14-5-1, 1.96 goals against, 929 save percentage. And like I said, I expect Rinne to be in there. Saros is 8-5 with a 3.14 goals against, 893 save percentage. Craig Anderson is starting for Ottawa, 13-12-3, 3.51 goals against, 907 save percentage. McKenna's been giving him some decent spot starts too. 1-2-1, 3.99 goals against, 902 save percentage. So McKenna's over a 900 save percentage. Things look relatively good for him as the backup. Over their last 10, Nashville's 6-4. They've won 3 in a row. The Senators are 5-4-1. They lost their last game. On the road, Nashville's 8-5-1. At home, Ottawa's 10-5-3. Versus the East, Nashville's 10-0-0. 10. And versus the West, Ottawa's 3-6-2. And that's the number that makes me think this favors Nashville. The Senators are playing better than a lot of people thought. They're still in the hunt, but at the end of the day, a game like this should favor Nashville. The one thing that Ottawa can hope is that being at home, maybe they can pounce on Nashville a little bit early, but Rinne's 1.96 goals against says that it's really hard to pounce on them and make anything stick. So should be a good game. It could be a high scoring game, but sadly it could be a high scoring game for one team. Next up, Anaheim, 18-11-5. They're in against the 15-11-6 Pittsburgh Penguins. This is a really good test for both teams. Anaheim's been on a hot streak for a while. Some of those games, some of those wins have been kind of by the skin of their teeth, but they've been wins. And on the Pittsburgh side, they look like they're putting it together, but I'm cautious about it, though. At this point, they still haven't really looked like Pittsburgh. They've looked good at times, but they still don't look like the Penguins from 2016 or 2017. On the Anaheim side, their leading scorers, Getzlaf, 8 goals, 18 assists. Raquel, 5 goals, 15 assists. Montour, 5 goals, 14 assists. Henrique, 6 goals, 12 assists. Aberg, 10 goals, 7 assists. Silverberg, 9 goals, 6 assists. Good team if your name ends in Berg. Lindholm, 4 goals, 11 assists. Kasha, 8 goals, 6 assists. Ritchie, 4 goals, 7 assists. And Fowler's still in the top 10 despite the injury, 3 goals, 7 assists. On the Pittsburgh side, Crosby, 15 goals and 20 assists. He leads them. Kessel, 14 goals and 21 assists. Malkin, 10 goals, 25 assists. So going to their last game, they all had 34 points. Now they all have 35. It's nice to see them coordinate like that. Gensel, 13 goals, 15 assists. He's having an excellent season. He's an RFA this summer. Letang, 7 goals, 18 assists. Lundqvist, Hornqvist, I should say, 12 goals, 7 assists. Pittsburgh fans went, wait, we got Lundqvist? Simone, 4 goals, 9 assists. Rust, 5 goals, 7 assists. Alexiak, 4 goals, 7 assists. And Dumoulin, with 1 goal, 9 assists, rounds out the top 10 scorers for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Goaltenders, I expect Gibson. 14-9-4, 2.54 goals against, 926 save percentage. Miller's on the board, but he's hurt. The backup's Johnson. Johnson hasn't played yet. Miller's 4-2-1, 2.71 goals against, 922 save percentage. On the Pittsburgh side, DeSmith is the starter, so Murray's the backup. Murray's 5-5-1 now with a 3.95 goals against and an 883 save percentage. DeSmith, 10-5-4, 2.46 goals against, 923 save percentage. I think it's safe to say it's his net, probably for at least the next 3 weeks. I would think he'd have to have a few bad games before the reins would be given back to Matt Murray. Over their last 10, Anaheim's 8-2. They've won 3 in a row. Pittsburgh's 6-3-1, and they've won 2 in a row. On the road, Anaheim is 8-7. At home, Pittsburgh is 9-6-2. Versus the East, Anaheim is 9-3-2, and versus the West, Pittsburgh 9-2-1. So both of these teams do very well against the opposite conference. And they're both playing well in their last 10. Respectable road record for Anaheim. Decent, respectable, not great home record for Pittsburgh. This should be an excellent game. And you've got goaltenders matching up who have save percentages of .923 and .926. So there could be a ton of shots, some great goaltending, and some highlight reel goals out of this one. The one thing that I'll say, though, is Pittsburgh does have the better offense of the two. That's pretty obvious. When you're looking at the scoring, it's pretty obvious that that's where Pittsburgh has it in spades. And Anaheim's still a work in progress on that level. But they're winning a lot of games right now, and that's really what matters, right? Anyways, Vegas. 19-14-2 Vegas. It's getting more impressive with every game, isn't it? And they're in against Columbus 17-12-3. This rounds out the road trip. And then they go for a homestand where I'll see them a couple of times. And I'm looking forward to that. And I honestly, I'm glad that they're going to be relevant and that those games are going to mean something. I was concerned with the start they had to the season that maybe those games wouldn't matter. They'd be at the bottom of the conference. Maybe the crowd at that point wouldn't be really excited and enthused, and it would just be a couple of meaningless games against Montreal, who at the start of the season, started off great, and then they went through their lull too. And of course the Kings, who've been just a disaster. So I was concerned I was going to be watching just a couple of games that weren't necessarily that feel of Vegas. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that feel while I'm there. Marchessault leads Vegas in scoring, 12 goals, 15 assists. Carlson, 13 goals, 13 assists. Tuck, 12 goals, 13 assists. Smith, 7 goals, 17 assists. Eakin, 11 goals, 8 assists. Pacioretty, 10 goals, 9 assists. Theodore, 4 goals, 14 assists. Miller, 2 goals, 15 assists. Reeves, 6 goals, 5 assists. And there's William Carrier, 7 goals and 1 assist for this kid. And hits galore for Carrier. On the Columbus side, Atkinson, 19 goals, 15 assists. Panarin, 9 goals, 25 assists. Dubois, 13 goals, 14 assists. Seth Jones, 6 goals, 12 assists. Foligno, 7 goals, 10 assists. Anderson, 13 goals, 3 assists. Werenski, 5 goals, 11 assists. Wenberg, 1 goal, 15 assists. Jenner, 6 goals, 9 assists. Murray, 1 goal, 14 assists. Goaltenders, nothing confirmed yet for Vegas. I suspect Fleury. It's a back-to-back. It shouldn't be Fleury. But when they haven't confirmed it, I just go, it'll be Fleury. Subban's 0-4 with a 4.02 goals against, 859 save percentage, which is why I expect Fleury. Fleury's 19-10-2 now with a 2.58 goals against, 907 save percentage. On the Columbus side, Bobrovsky is likely. Hasn't been confirmed yet. Korpisalo, 5-2-2, 3.54 goals against, 885 save percentage. Bobrovsky, 12-10-1 with a 2.99 goals against, 901 save percentage. Much like Martin Jones in San Jose, Bobrovsky in Columbus has had a hard time keeping his save percentage up. Over their last 10, Vegas is 7-2-1. They won their last game. Columbus is 4-5-1. They lost their last game. On the road, Vegas is now 9-11-1, which is way better than what they were. At home, Columbus is 8-7-2. Versus the East, Vegas is 8-8-1. Versus the West, Columbus is 7-5-2. So quite a different tale between these two teams now than it would be if they had met a month ago, where Columbus was pretty close to leading the division and at times leading it, and Vegas looked like they were an expansion team. And one team got it together, and the other one is still figuring it out. The good news for Columbus, being in the Metro, they don't have to be great. They just have to be good enough to stay ahead of the teams behind them. And that's kind of the goal right now. Next up, the Islanders, 15-12-4. They won their last game, but there's still some concern that I have that maybe this is where they start falling out of the playoffs as expected. Because they're 15-12-4, and they're sitting behind Pittsburgh, who look like they're rounding into form. I'm not sure that Columbus is a team that they'd be able to overtake and get into a playoff ahead of. And, of course, Washington is way up there now. So it's kind of go time for the Islanders. And it's a good test tonight because they're in against Colorado, home of the best line in hockey. And it's the Islanders' job, and guys like Clutterbuck have to shut that line down. It's easier said than done. The Colorado Avalanche are 18-9-6 right now. Leading scorers, Barzal for the Islanders, 4 goals, 23 assists. Bailey, 7 goals, 18 assists. Lee, 11 goals, 12 assists. Nelson, 10 goals, 10 assists. Filppula, 7 goals and 9 assists. Eberle, 6 goals, 7 assists. Mayfield, 3 goals, 10 assists. Cizikas, 8 goals, 4 assists. Beauvillier, 10 goals now and 2 assists. And Komarov, 3 goals, 8 assists, rounds out the top 10 scoring for the Islanders. On the Colorado side, Rantanen, 15 goals, 41 assists, 56 points. Dear Lord. McKinnon, 21 goals, 31 assists for 52 points. Same wow kind of thing. Landeskog, 21 goals, 19 assists. Landeskog would lead every team on the board in scoring. He's number 3 because he plays on that line with McKinnon and Rantanen. Barry, 4 goals, 19 assists. Soderberg, 10 goals, 12 assists. Kerfoot, 4 goals, 14 assists. Comfort, 8 goals, 4 assists. Wilson, 4 goals, 8 assists. Gerard, 2 goals, 10 assists. And Calvert rounds out the top 10 with 5 goals and 6 assists. And again, if you can shut down that top line, you've got an excellent chance. But that top line right now has 57 goals between them. It's a lot. This early in the season, that's crazy. Goaltenders, no confirmation here. I'll speculate Greiss will be the starter for the Islanders. Lehner's 4-6-3 with a 2.66 goals against, 912 save percentage. Greiss is 11-6-1 with a 2.59 goals against, 916 save percentage. Colorado, might as well be Varlamov. Grubauer is 7-2-3 with a 3.22 goals against, 897 save percentage. Varlamov 11-7-3, 2.77 goals against, 915 save percentage. Over their last 10, the Islanders are 4-4-2. They won their last game, of course. The Colorado Avalanche 5-3-2. The Lusters kind of come off with Colorado a bit, but they won their last game. They're still above 500, and they're still in the running for one of the top 3 spots in that division, and maybe looking at taking a shot at one of the top 2 spots. Road record for the Islanders is 7-7-1. The home record for Colorado 7-3-3. As I mentioned before, this year it seems like Colorado struggles more at home. Last year it was a struggle on the road. If they can figure it out in both locations, they're golden. Over their last versus the West, the Islanders are an alarming 3-7. Versus the East, Colorado's an encouraging 10-4-2. Those numbers don't add up great for the Islanders, but you know what? Colorado has struggled at times lately, and so they need to come out early and they need to establish themselves as the better team. I would say, 2 goals in the first 5-10 minutes. That should probably do it. But if the Islanders can weather whatever storm is thrown at them by that top line, they could shut it down if they can get timely goals from, an underdog kind of guy like Beauvillier. They can come out of the first period with a lead. Watch out for the Islanders. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just tap it upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.